So Ben Campbell, Brad Kennedy. Two players will join this man, Michael Hendry. We've got two New Zealanders, Ben Campbell, Brad Kennedy, the Australian. Is he going to spoil the show for the Kiwis? Who knows? If we've got, there we are, Michael Hendry, a two-time New Zealand PGA champion. That's what they have to do first, sign the cards, make sure there's no problem there, and we go back to the 18th.
Yep, the accounting has to be done. Andrew Langford-Jones standing, head rules official standing behind, just making sure. It would be a tragedy if a mistake was made on the accounting side of things. And of course, it's happened before.
Yes. Greg, you know what it means to a New Zealander. You've won this tournament twice, and there's some wonderful names down the years who've won this tournament. Andrew Langford-Jones, Langers, just he looks like the school head, doesn't he? There, get your homework done properly.
He's a character in his own right, Langers.
The great Sir Bob Charles, four-time winner, one of the first of them as an amateur player. Ian Baker-Finch, these are the major champions. Peter Thompson, 9 New Zealand Open titles. Corey Pavin, the American, back-to-back titles in 84, 85. Bobby Locke, Cal Nagel, and Michael Campbell.
Well, while we're waiting for that accounting to be done, Michael Hendry had a pretty good day. This, a birdie putt at fourth. It was chilly this morning, or earlier in the day, early afternoon. Breeze was just starting to get up.
And found himself bunkered here at the par 5. Be one behind at this particular stage, and what a wonderful sand shot.
Yeah, he played a lot of classy golf shots today. Here's another one. He was in the sand here on 16.
Wow, he found himself bunkered off of the tee. This is in actual fact his third at the short par 4, so trying to scramble a par, in which he did. And he had come to the last 2 putts. See him in the house at 19 under, and then he'd have to wait and see if Kennedy and Campbell could match him. Which indeed they did. And so we're going to overtime here at the New Zealand Open. Hendry been finished for about half an hour now.
I think the quick bathroom stop for the boys, long time out there on the golf course. Now, do you think, Phil, that there's any advantage in coming straight from the 18th, or do you think there's any disadvantage to Michael Hendry having had time to wait?
Well, he mentioned yesterday after he finished that this week he's been suffering from a little bit of a tight back. The long rounds here, of course, in the Pro-Am format have not helped that. Again, he finished about half an hour ago. The high temperature here in the Wakatipu Basin today reaching only about 12 or 13 degrees. And so the last thing you need is for a body to just get a little bit tight. And no one's left. This wonderful amphitheatre wrapping around the back of this wee par 3. We've been entertained all week here at Millbrook, and we've got plenty of golf to finish this tournament off just yet.
I've got to say the Champion Lounge facility just to the left of the 18th greens is as good a viewing point as I've seen, I think, for a corporate hospitality facility anywhere in the world.
Look at it right there. It's casting a large shadow all week right over the top of this 18th green.
And Phil, I'm standing up behind the 18th tee, and quite a good gathering of people around here as well. What a cauldron, what theatre this is. Fabulous looking down from behind the 18th tee, looking down that gathering of people around this arena. That was what they've tried to create, and certainly they've achieved their goal. It looks fabulous from here.
Okay, Bruce, well, Kennedy and Campbell are on their way to the tee. Protocol will be to find the playing order here. I believe they'll each draw a number out of the hat.
Just to reiterate, it's 18. And if we needed another hole, it's 18 again. If we need another, it's 17. And if we need another, it's back to 18. What time do we lose the light?
We'll
a long time.
deal with the format if we require more than 4 holes, but that's the order of play.
The shortest stick is going first, the second is going second. You're first in, go. Pick one. Right, first, second, third. Thank you.
So Ben Campbell will go last.
I don't think there's any particular advantage here. You've got to make a swing.
You did right, Greg. In a normal situation of having a par 4 or a par 5, teeing the ball first and putting the ball in play certainly usually would assume the advantage. Here at the last, certainly would push the envelope if Hendry was to sneak one in then nice and close.
Well, he went a very bold approach in regulation.
Hendry shot starting out right of the flag, trying to turn back towards it.
Excellent shot from Michael Hendry. That would have been exactly where he was aiming. And very compact swinger, Michael Hendry. Good balance. That right heel stayed on the ground right through impact. Another man full of composure.
Just 150 metres. Slightly back into the breeze. This appears to be a little 6-iron.
Well, left of the flag, this one is turning further left. This could catch the water.
Oh dear. Brad Kennedy. So the Australian is wet, and now it's young Ben Campbell. We began this final day as the tournament leader at 20 under. He had a one-shot lead.
As he has done all week, going through his routine, remaining very committed to his target.
This also starting left of the flag and turning further left.
Well, would you believe it? Ben Campbell follows Brad Kennedy to the water. And it's Michael Hendry who's in position A, middle of the green.
Wow. Well, it's not all over. But you'd have to say, barring America looked like a good swing? Was it just overly aggressive line? Or was it a little bit of a pull? I guess only Ben Campbell knows. So both Kennedy and Campbell now will get to drop for a penalty. So they will have a chance to chip in. Chip in for 3. Is the one final twist left in the tail?
Well, we've had just about everything here at Millbrook and at the Hills.
Please welcome Michael Hendry.
He's been virtually flawless today.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Brad Kennedy. And from New Zealand, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Ben Campbell.
So in the case of Kennedy establishing where he's going to drop, relatively simple. Ben Campbell, because he's crossed the lateral hazard up near the flag, it'll be a matter of whether he can find a spot on the island that's not closer to the flag. If there's nowhere not closer to the flag, then he'll have to go to the other side of the hazard. Much more difficult shot. So hopefully he will have a chance to drop up there. Kennedy, no such problems. Now this will be his 3rd shot. Realistically, one would think with Hendry in very, very good shape, this has to go in. So now Andrew Langford-Jones coming up to try and establish. And it looks like if it crossed there, he'll be able to come in towards us. Gets to drop within 2 club lengths, not nearer the hole. The task here will be dropping it and not losing it in the water. We'll see what Langers is like in the slips.
I don't think he'll be getting down to stop it. Just ensuring that the geometry is right here, that he's not going to be near the hole. 2 club lengths. That's 1. There's 2. He hasn't got much to work with there, has he?
No, and it'll be Kennedy to play first. And that was Brad Kennedy's ball. Unfortunately, it looks like that's his chance is gone.
Right, now this is a collective effort. Caddy has to make sure that that ball, well done.
He's probably got a couple, so.
I think, ooh, a couple of catches and the slips went down, I gather, in Dunedin the last couple of days. So maybe the caddy's been honing his technique. Right, Michael Hendry's watching all this. He's got to keep his mind focused on what he's got to do.
Well, absolutely. For all of this drama, Ben Campbell, it's not a difficult chip shot he's got. Probably only a matter of, maybe 6 or 7 meters from the hole, maybe 8. Just got to pop it onto the green, and in fact, he's close enough that it's only just his shot. And stranger things would have happened. Just got to try to bump this onto the edge of the green and let it run at the hole, taking the flag out. Clearly not thinking that 4's going to do any good. Surely we can't have any more drama. Surely he can't make this.
What club has he got in his hands there? for this shot?
Well, I think it'll be just something he wants to just fly a metre or so onto the green. Let it run out to the hole, maybe a wedge.
It's bowled. It was too strong. Caught a little bit of a flyer. You can only watch now, as indeed can Brad Kennedy. And it's Michael Hendry. He's just had to wait and watch it all unfold in front of him.
Well, in a curious way, it's not as easy as it looks. All of a sudden, he's got 2 putts. Now, that shouldn't prove a problem. But he'd have been thinking about making these all day. Now he's just thinking, I just got to cozy this up and tap it in, and I'm the New Zealand Open champion.
Hendry has 2 putts to win the championship. And the clenched fist tells you Michael Hendry is the ISPS Honda New Zealand Open champion for 2017. It came to a 3-man playoff. And he adds the New Zealand Open to 2 New Zealand PGA championships, which he won on the hills just across the road, but here at Millbrook. Hendry triumphs.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official presentation, official ceremony for the prize giving of the 2017 ISPS New Zealand Open will take place in about 5 minutes right here on the 18th green. Please stay with us for the official prize giving ceremony. Thank you.
A relief for Michael Hendry, despair for Ben Campbell and also for Brad Kennedy.
Yeah, look, they can hold their heads high. Tremendous tournament.
Hello, buddy. Great job. So happy.
You can see what it means to Hendry.
Well done, man.
Keep going.
I'm going to do this one.
Run out and give it to you, come on.
Well, Michael Hendry is the first New Zealander since 2003 to win the New Zealand Open. And we know the emotion that's going through every New Zealander at this moment. He needed just 2 putts for it. He could almost just use the one, but Michael Hendry puts his name on the Brodie Breeze Trophy. And there's some great names on there, and Greg Turner's name is on there twice. What a moment.
Great to see Ben Campbell. He'll be disappointed, but he should hold his head high. 2 weeks in a row, 2 playoffs. I think we're going to hear a lot more about that young man.
Ladies and gentlemen, the official presentation, official ceremony for the prize giving of the 2017 ISPS.
Before this final round, Michael Hendry said it's the dream of every New Zealander to win his country's national open. Outside of the majors, he said, this is the one that you want. This is the one that you dream of when you come through as a young boy playing in your local club. You go through the ranks, maybe you go through the amateur ranks, and then you get on the big stage. And dreams, they come true. Michael Hendry, Brad Kennedy and Ben Campbell in a three-man playoff, tied at 19 under par. Dane Lawson, Jack Wilson and Andrew Dote finishing 4th, 5th and 6th. So Michael Hendry is the 2017 New Zealand Open champion. Let's go to Phil Tatarangi for the presentation.
Well, thank you, Alan. It's been an extremely exciting finish down here. I'm joined with a couple of Peters here that need to hand out a little bit of silverware. First, I'd like to introduce you to Peter Phillips, here a guest and an ambassador of ISPS Hunda, and of course, grandson of Queen Elizabeth. I'd also like to introduce you to Peter Hassel, who's the president of New Zealand Golf. Got a little bit of money to dish out there, Peter. We'll do that in just a couple of moments. And of course, we've got our champion, Michael Hendry. Firstly, I'd like to ask you, Peter, as an ambassador for ISPS Hunda, how's your experience been here down in Queenstown this week?
We've just had an amazing week down here. I'd like to thank the organisers and obviously congratulate Michael on a fantastic playoff win as well today. The whole weekend has been set up superbly well. All us amateurs who know how nerve-wracking it is to stand on the tees and try and hit this 18th green. But the whole format of this event very much plays into what ISPS Hunda is all about in terms of the belief of power of sport and the power that we're all lucky enough to be here and what sport can do for those that are less privileged than us. And so, you know, Dr. Handa is very, very proud to be associated with this event, because of exactly, you know, the inclusive nature of pros playing with amateurs for 4 days.
It has certainly been a very exciting week, but let's get on with dishing out some silverware and some cash. Phil Hassel, let's invite certainly first Mike Hendry to come in and get into the picture here. Mike, before we dish out the trophy and certainly that handsome check over there, it took overtime today. You've been a champion down around these golf courses before. What does this mean to win your National Open?
Oh, it means the world. You know, this is, for me, other than winning a major, the biggest tournament I could win. And, you know, just to finally get that monkey off the back for the Kiwi winning. And, you know, I've never been that emotional coming off a golf course before. It was very, very special. Talk
to us about the importance of this final stretch. Yesterday it wasn't going your way, and in a very quick 2-hole stretch, a couple of eagles in a row kind of set you up to be right there today.
Yeah, it was crucial. I kept saying to myself yesterday, it was frustrating yesterday. I wasn't hitting the ball the way I wanted to, and I kept saying to myself, just be patient, it'll come. And it did in a big way, and it gave me that momentum to go in today knowing I had a chance. And my game plan today was hit as many greens as I could and get every putt to the hole. And I think I hit 17 greens, so you know, I achieved my game plan pretty well. 17 greens, bogey-free on the day. It took 19 holes to get it done, but I'm sure it's got to feel pretty sweet. Very sweet. Okay, let's get on with it here. Phil Hassel, could you please present Michael with the winner's cheque of 180,000 New Zealand dollars? And Peter, let's go ahead and present him with the Brodie Breeze Trophy. It's been 14 long years since a Kiwi has had his name on that wonderful trophy. Michael Hendry, your winner of the ISPS Hunda New Zealand Open.
Yes, it's been 14 years. Mahal Pearce was the last New Zealander to have his name on that trophy. That was in 2003. And Michael Hendry, the emotion coming very much to the fore. Dreams do come true. You have to dream, and you have to imagine, and you have to want, you have to cherish and covet whatever your country gives to you. On this occasion, it is the ISPS Hunda New Zealand Open Championship for Michael Hendry. This will go into his collection of 2 New Zealand PGA Championship titles. He almost did it with 1 putt, but he had 2, and he knew then that he was the New Zealand Open champion. in a three-man playoff where the other two found water. Great moment in the career of Michael Hendry. Another New Zealander there alongside him, and we'll hear more of Ben Campbell, but for this moment, this day, belongs to Michael Hendry. So Ben Campbell had his moment. He began this final day as the leader, but it ended up in a playoff, a three-man playoff. This man, Michael Hendry, lifts the Brodie Breeze Trophy, on which there are some wonderful names. And Michael Hendry now, the latest.
Right, I will take you out.
New Zealander to add his name to the great New Zealanders on this trophy. The ISPS Hander New Zealand Open Championship title, and the champion is New Zealand's Michael Hendry. From all of us here at Millbrook, it's goodbye.